It's called Eternal Magic because it uses all the cards that have ever been printed, and as a game that is almost 20 years old now, almost 30 years old now. She's getting away from me. But as it's almost 30 years, there is a lot of cards to choose from, and particularly as some of them start to get 30 years old, it can be some of the more expensive ones. So the game designers acknowledge that they don't want price to be a bracket to stop new people getting into the game, so they have different ways of playing that don't use these cards, and that's the way that most people play, is because it's more accessible and no one wants to be spending money just to have fun. But this on the other hand is people who are largely die-hard collectors or have been playing a really long time and do tend to have sort of their prized possession of their collection, and this is an excuse they get to go out and play with it, and sort of, in theory, brings out a bit more of the higher end of competition when they're kind of busting it. So we've targeting that audience of the more ingrained in franchise players for today. It's sort of the thing that we, on this scale, only do once a year, because generally we'll sort of try and target the newer players and give them a spot to get into, but for this weekend, it's about the seriously ingrained players that have been doing it for a long time and spending more money than they should on it.
Do you find that players who are playing for a long time, who are playing the vintage, legacy, Australian Highlander, that there is sort of a sense of community that sort of bonds them with the formats?
Yeah, I know there was a couple of years personally where I wasn't as engaged with the game, but I would make sure I came to this tournament every year because there was interstaters that I wouldn't see otherwise, that I only ever saw once a year, but I considered really good friends because we caught up for this game. And it's sort of one of those things where it's just sharing a common interest, off the bat, and then you work out you have other common interests with them and end up becoming quite good friends over the years. And it's been a really good, I think there's something particularly about these formats where people have invested that much time and money into it over that many years that you kind of go, if you're the sort of person that gets as deeply devoted into this hobby as I do, then we've probably got other common interests, and it tends to grow groups and communities from that sort of thing. So yeah, it's good for that.